Welcome to Musicology Mondays. I'm the Ugly Tenor here. We're going to be talking about dead people, some of my favorite dead people. The first one we're going to talk about is perhaps one of the most famous Italian opera singers of all time. His name is Enrico Caruso. He was born a long time ago in some place in Italy, and he was pretty poor. The third of 7 children. 7. That's a big family. He didn't have a lot of education. After studying very briefly under Vincenzo Lamborghino, he's basically made most of his money from doing serenades for people. Just like, I guess, a singing gram? I don't know. Back in the day, in Italian. I guess it's been around for a while. He made his operatic debut in 1895, actually in Naples, in the back streets, you know, a little off-Broadway production. He didn't get a very good reception there. In fact, it was so bad, he vowed never to sing in Naples again, and he never did, because those bitches be tripping. Caruso got his first contract in London in 1902 from Gramophone. He made his Metropolitan debut shortly thereafter. Some important facts about Caruso here. He was the first recording star of recorded history, all right? He was there right at the beginning of records when they were being produced for the first time, although they weren't records at the time. The first time that recorded music was mass-produced, Caruso was the star that kind of helped spread the popularity of the medium, and vice versa. So he sold 1 million records in 1902 of an operatic aria. 1 million records of opera. Suck it. Lil Wayne can't touch that! In 1904, he made a legendary recording from the opera L'Elisir d'Amore that was called Una furtiva lagrima. I know there's a lot of Italian thrown at you, but this recording has actually still been used in films up to today. 100 years later, it's still relevant. Those of you out there who aren't cultured. Anyway, he contracted pneumonia, and there were complications from it, and he developed something called pleural inflammation. He died in 1921. He's dead now. That's all. I can't do anything about it. Some great little tidbits about Enrico Caruso. He was often referred to as the man with the orchid-lined voice. But also, something people don't know is he actually drank whiskey, and he would huff ether before he would go on stage. I don't recommend it, and I think it's also illegal to buy ether. Also, there was an interesting story about him as a kid. He was hired back in his serenading days before he actually got on the scene by a wealthy man who brought him to his home and had him sing for this guy for hours, all night basically. And it was late and it was cold, so he sent the kid home, Caruso, with his jacket. Well, years later, when Caruso is very famous, this same wealthy person wrote a letter to Caruso and said, "Hey, by the way, remember back in the day when you sang for me? Well, you kept my jacket, so I want a jacket." And Caruso wrote back to him and said, "Yeah, man, no problem. By the way, you never actually paid me, so my fee now is $1,000 an hour." So the guy eventually wrote back and said, we'll call it even. Just a couple of interesting things, but most importantly, I think historically we need to keep in mind, and I'll emphasize this again, is that Caruso, an Italian operatic tenor, was one of the people who helped create the recording industry that we have today. All right, without him, you know, we wouldn't have the same widespread use of recording technology that we do, at least from back in the day. All right, so he's very important to us. Okay, remember that. Hey everybody, it's the Ugly Tenor here. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you loved it. If you did, go ahead and click like down there. If you want to see more, hit subscribe. We'll keep you up to date on everything that we're doing. In the meantime, leave us a comment. Let us know if you thought everything was awesome, super awesome, or the most awesomest thing ever. And that everything I say, I spit hot fire. All right? In the meantime, keep healthy, keep singing. Awesome. I should kind of want to see this. I kind of do too.